There are people out there who are really struggling to understand themselves, understand their path, understand their journey. We all are. But this is like a way to sort of get everyone together, sort of like diving deeper into themselves and feeling into where they're at and where they want to be. So it's really exciting, and I'm excited to see how it grows.
That's so incredible. So what started all of this? Where's the inner fire that started it all?
Well, Zen Daily was a big part of it. So a lot of you might know Zen Daily. We started that business through COVID, and that really opened up my eyes and started my whole awakening. And as I was, doing this business and starting a whole new life, a whole new concept of everything, I've always been someone who loved the idea of like life coaching and motivation and empowerment. Like it's always been something that I've been drawn to, and like I love listening to podcasts. I'm a big person who loves Tony Robbins and gets really excited by his message, and he helped me a lot through a lot of my journey and really understanding the blueprints of your mind, and it just sort of got me really studying and learning, and the passion and the fire. And the more I spoke to people during COVID, the more I realized there is so much pain out there, and so many people are doing things against their own will because they feel like they have no choice, or they're trying to please others or help others. And I realized, because I was doing the same thing, that you have to come back to self, because in going against yourself, you are creating this world around you of chaos, disappointment, suffering, pain, and it actually affects more than just you. And we think that we're doing the right thing by doing everything for other people, but in actual fact, we're hurting those people by hurting ourselves. And when I had that realization, I'm like, I need to tell people, I need to show people, I need to get them to feel within and to start finding and connecting back with themselves, because we are so disconnected with who we are as people and what we want to do and what our even purpose is. So I got a passion for that, because Zen Daily opened up my eyes to obviously a bigger world of people out there. And seeing all that suffering just had me go, this can't be it. This can't be the way. Like, there's got to be another way. So this is like my way of slowly growing and developing that part of it all.
Well, I definitely, being a healing facilitator myself, I see a lot of people going through this next transition of life, and it's a very powerful phase we're all in, but so many people don't know what to do with it. So kudos to you for finding that path in yourself and being the light that people seek, and being able to guide people on that journey. So that ties into my next question. You offer an event called Soul Discovery, don't you? And what's that all about, and how can that support people on their journey?
So the Soul Discovery event was created to sort of start to ask questions. Like, quality questions are really important. And so what you can expect is to come in and you sort of sit with where you're at now. So where are you in your relationships, in your job, in your finances, in your home life? Like, where are you? Because sometimes we're in the grind, we're not even thinking about nothing. Like, we're not asking those questions, or we are, and we're like, but I don't know what to do about it. So we sit with that and we go through these questions, and we talk about it as a group, and then we go, all right, so where do we want to go? Like, what changes do we need to make? There might be some strong elements in your life that you're really proud of. So say, for example, you've got really good relationships, you're really good in that area, but your career, you don't like your job, or you don't love where you're at in your social circle, and you want to make some changes within that. You want to get better finances, or you want to get better at health and all that sort of thing. And it's really looking at where you are and where you want to be. And then we start to bridge that gap and go, okay, well, if this is where you are and this is where your body is telling you need to go, because we really feel into it. We're not just going, what do you want to do? It's like, all right, now let's sit with these questions and feel into it. Like, we don't take a moment to sit still and feel. Like, we are all just in our head, oh, well, I've got to do this because I've got to pay the bills. We're not feeling into, but how do I feel about that? So this really goes back into that feeling inside of us. And then the more we sort of ask these questions, we work towards some of the limiting beliefs that might be stopping us. So a lot of people, You know, for example, you might hate your job. This is a big common one, right? Some people, they've got a job, they don't like it, but they do have to pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
Like that is inevitable. We are in this 3D reality. These bills need to be paid. So what you can do, you can start to work towards, all right, well, I know I don't want to stay at this job, but I can't just quit. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's starting to look at, okay, well, what can you do to start building your self-confidence, to start working within, to start, say you want to do a different career. Maybe it's studying, maybe it's getting up earlier. Like there are different things that we can do to start working towards what we want to do, so then we can leave that job and actually step into what we really want to do. But there are just so many different limiting beliefs and blockages, like, oh, you're not good enough, or you can't afford that, or you know, you're never going to make it, you're a dumb student. Like we have all these conditionings within our mind, and if we start to slowly strip back some of those things and start to really feel into our power, we are very powerful beings, and we are just controlled and conditioned by different things around the world, and you know, like our upbringing, our education system, like all different things that sort of can limit who we really are. So this just starts to really knock down some of those walls and start to have you going, you know what, maybe I can, you know. And then we start to look at, all right, well, what actions can we start to do to take place? And so then we start to write down, all right, well, what could I do right now in this moment? You know, what might take some time? And really start to, you know, put it in your mind, because what we put out there, we bring back in. You know, we've done this so many times where we're like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing, and it's like, well, that happened. Like, as soon as you start to put it out in the ether, and you start to look at it, and you start to feel into it, it actually starts to come back and tempo. It's really cool. And so many people like doubt that, you know, they don't believe that's possible for them. So it's tapping into that self-worth and realizing you are worth it. You're worth a good life. You're worth having the job you enjoy. You're worth having the love of your life. You're worth having the family that's close and connected. Like we all deserve that. But we just believe that we don't. And so the soul discovery is like sort of that entry level into starting to think about it, and then we do a sound bowl at the end of, once we've, you know, done all that sort of nitty gritty stuff, we sit and we have a sound bowl and we really sit with where we're at, that healing modality of the brain waves, and start to really embody this new version of ourselves where, you know, I can do this, and start to embody that empowerment. And then after that we get into the creative brain, which I think is a really important aspect of life. So we create a manifestation board, which is not only using that creative brain, but also you've got that visual tool that you can put up on your wall and go, I'm going to do it. Because sometimes we can go to these events and then we're like, oh, that was really good, yeah, I'm motivated. And then next week you're like, I don't remember much.
That's not important anymore.
You just get caught up in the grind again. So this is like that visual cue to go, no, that's happening. Like I'm going to make that happen. So it's a beautiful event, and I've had some really good feedback. I know you joined one.
Being a participant myself, I really enjoyed it, and it's very intensive. So for those that are feeling lost and don't really know, it's a big day, but it unpacks a lot of stuff in a short amount of time, but in a really beautiful, safely held space. So from a participant perspective, I really appreciated joining that, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who's in that phase at the moment where they're like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what day it is, I don't know where my socks are. Like, it's really good for just narrowing in and getting to the point of the matter. What do you want? What does your soul want?
That's the thing, we don't know, do we?
Yeah, and in this society, it's all too easy for us to do stepping stone things. Like, the goal's way out here, but I'll just do this for now because this is safe and this is comfortable and this is accessible. And we forget about the bigger picture and what we actually really deserve and what is our birthright.
100%. And something I've really learned is sometimes we don't believe in ourselves, and when you're like, oh, I want this goal. But you're like, oh, well, I guess I've got to do this and this. And we sort of, tiptoe around it. Whereas if you become focused and a bit more tunnel vision, there are only some big steps you need to take to get there. But fear stops us from taking those big steps. And so it's also breaking down, so it's tape clock keeps moving, sorry. But it's, breaking down that fear barrier, you know, not being scared. Like, you've got this, you've got people around you who can support you, and you know, you've got you know, and that's the biggest thing. We forget that we've got ourselves, And sometimes we feel like we don't, and that we've lost connection with that.
Yeah, 100%. So the creating awareness, or the soul discovery event, I should say,
Yeah.
that's the intensive 1-day thing where you get a bit of a taste tester of how it works and where you should start. So it's the starting point for those who don't know where to begin. You have a more intensive program for those that want to do a bit of a deep dive, don't you?
Yeah, so
Can you tell
I
me
do.
about it?
Yeah, I have a 6-month program where it's all about, so each month, so you catch up face to face once a month, and each month we have a focus. So the focus could be, and it's very client based. So what I do in this group will be different to what I might do in the next group, because it's all based on what the client, like who are in the group and what they need as a collective. So for example, the groups that I'm running at the moment, we're doing self-love is very important. That'll probably be a big staple for any group. So we dive into learning more about self-love, what that means, some tools that we can start to take away and practice that month to start to really, so if you don't love yourself, you're not going to give yourself what you deserve, because you don't think you deserve it, so why would you? So that's a really important concept. And then it's also looking at boundaries. Are we setting boundaries with ourselves, with our colleagues, with our partners, with our families? Because I've noticed that I was so like, oh, I don't put boundaries, that's not nice. You can't put boundaries in. Nobody taught us that boundaries are so important for that relationship. And the more and more I've learned about boundaries, what that even means, because a lot of people get a bit confused about what boundaries actually are. It's all about yourself and what you are controlling and looking after you. And that journey about looking after you, people think is selfish. And this 6-month program is designed to sort of have you realize that looking after yourself and doing stuff for yourself is the most giving thing you can do for everyone around you. Because you think about a time when, you know, you're like, oh, I've had a shit day, work sucked, my money's crap, everything's gone to crap, I've eaten like crap, and so you're in a mood, so then your partner cops it, or, you know, and then your finances cop it because you're shopping to feel better, and you know what I mean? Like it's a ripple effect, right? But you think about a time where you know, caught up with your friends, you've had a great night, you feel really good, you're feeling empowered, you ate good, you got some good money coming in, and you had those close connections, and you actually started to stand into what you wanted to do. You know, you responded well to your partner, and you wanted to eat healthier, and like it ripple effects on, and you don't know who's watching around you. So, you know, you think that nobody notices when I'm looking after myself. People are noticing because your energy vibrates out. And if you are someone who believes that we are all connected, you healing yourself, you're healing the collective, right? And I've really seen that in my journey, that the more I start to heal myself, I'm noticing my friends and my family are starting to do the same. And it's not because I'm like, you need to heal yourself, it's just because I am, and our energy ripples. I respond differently, I talk differently, I act differently. You know, old friends of mine who used to know me, not even that long ago, a couple of years back, are like, who are you? You're a different person. We're supposed to change. But once we start to embody us and start to really stand in who we actually truly are, people are either going to gravitate towards that and go, that's exactly what I need, or they're going to go, oh, nah, and disappear. And they may come back, and that's okay, but it's really trusting that process. And that program really helps you to feel held safe to do this sort of deep, dark work that a lot of people are a bit afraid of. And it's really good. I think the group thing is important. Like, it's good to have that one-on-one. I think that's important too. But to have a group, you get different perspectives. So I've noticed in our group sessions that, you know, someone in the group will go, oh, I'm doing this. And then it inspires this person who goes, oh, I never thought of that. And then this whole thing is happening over here, which I never even intended to get extra, because we all have something to give, right? And if you have a group of, say, 5 women sitting around, you know, each person has their own perspective, experience, ideas, influences, and we can share that. You know, like I'm there, I'm facilitating, I've got some tools and things that can help, but to see the extra awesomeness of, you know, that person standing in their power, influencing this person, it just starts to help people realize that they have power within that group. And it's a safe way to sort of start to learn to set boundaries and express how they really feel and say their true yeses and nos. And then if they feel safe within a small group, then they can start to get the confidence to then bring it out into the big wide world, I guess.
100%. I think for me, so I'm one of your participants in this current course, and I think for me the biggest takeaway from this is that we have been so separated from our community with what the world's doing with, you know, mental illness and stress and all of it. So it's a good opportunity to connect with a small community and learn to take those steps again in a safe space.
Yeah.
And then when you get comfortable in that space, you can then, like you said, take it out into the bigger world and nourish the wider community. So it's that healing you were talking about as well. But for me, having that reconnection to community has been so healing and so rewarding, because these journeys do feel really isolating a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And the work, even though it's deeply personal, we need to remember that we're never alone. So for that, I'm really grateful for your course, and I'm really, really excited to be a part of it, and I'm really excited to see what you do next. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been a journey, hasn't it?
Yeah, so you sold me, hence why I'm sat here. Why should other people do this course? Why would someone consider doing it?
Yeah, well, I think as we touched on before, we heal ourselves, we heal others, right? And a lot of people are like, well, it's not my responsibility. But do you feel good within yourself? You know, like, do you feel like you're having a fulfilling life where you wake up and you're excited for your day and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens, or, you know, I know exactly what I'm going to do and it's going to be so good. Like, you know, do you get that deliciousness of life? You know, so many people are like, oh, snooze, oh crap, I'm late, you know. I hate that because I was there. Like, I felt that in my soul. Like, I get it. You know, that anxiety of, oh, you know, today's going to be so hard. What's going to happen? That really anxious feeling of, crap, I don't know what I'm walking into. Doesn't feel good. I go home, I'm tired. I go to sleep. I eat crap because I just don't even know how to feel anymore. I want people to start to embrace their true life, because, like, I've seen what it's like going from doing what you think you're supposed to do to doing what I believe I need to do, and how much it's influenced others and how much I feel good. So why wouldn't you want to feel good? For one, there's that. But also, the people around you, like, don't you want to have good connections with your family and your loved ones? You know, if you're single, are you wanting to attract someone who's good for you rather than someone who's more toxic and bringing more of that negative energy? Like, it's so important. And when you get a coach or you do this kind of work, or you have someone there that can hold you accountable for what's going on, you know, so, you know, checking in, like, each month, how'd you go last month? It's like, oh, I did nothing. Why? You know, like, really holding you accountable. Also giving you a different perspective, because sometimes we're so caught up, when you're in it, it's hard to see outside perspectives. So to have someone to go, have you thought about it from this perspective? Have you felt this? Have you thought of this? Have you tried this? Like, just gives you a bit of a different sort of idea of what else could be really hindering or limiting you from moving forward or growing in that area. And it helps you to grow that confidence and build that love for yourself, so that you can start to embody that feeling of, I've got this, actually I know what to do next, you know. And this is not saying I have all the answers. I don't, you know. You have the answers within yourself. I'm just there to sort of try and pull those answers and get you to really sit with that and to really feel and find and ask those quality questions, because we all know what we need to do, but we all feel like we don't know what we need to do. Because we're just so caught up in the grind and just getting through the day, and then, like, we get to the end of the day and it's like, well, what did I accomplish, you know? I want people to start to realize the biggest investment is you. You know, like, people will spend money to look good. People will spend money to look good to others and socialize and all that kind of thing. But people don't want to invest in themselves, and I get it, because I was one of those people who are like, I'm not doing that. You know, I don't have money for that. I don't have time for that. I don't have, you know, you make excuses and blockages because, you know, we don't believe we deserve it. You know, it comes to the crunch, like, we don't believe we deserve it. And the thing is, once you start to realize you do, that feeling is just like, I'm like right now I'm getting like chill up my body. Like, I deserve this. I deserve to have this beautiful Zen Daily shop right now. I deserve to have the relationships that I have right now. I deserve to feel good in my skin and feel like I'm $1 million, you know, why not? You know, and people are like, I'll feel good when? I'll feel good when I lose 10 kilos. I'll feel good when I reach that financial goal. I'll feel good when I can leave my job. Feel good now, you know, and then watch it all happen, because we get to decide in the moment. Each moment is a decision. Each moment is a choice. And in that moment, if we make the right decision for a better path, we can start to see things start to change, and it's like, wow, I can't believe, like, I'm still shocked at where I was not even that long ago to where I am now, and it's like, holy crap, you know, I can't believe I was ignoring that for so long, and looking back and realizing there were so many signs, there were so many red flags going, you need to make a change, you need to make a change, you need to stop what you're doing, like, come on. It took me getting a fractured spine, being on work cover, working 2 jobs that were running me down, spending all my money on shopping and fancy things to look good, you know, going out with friends and shouting on my friends so I felt like I was awesome, to realizing that I wasn't happy. I was running this path of what everyone else wanted for me, what everyone else expected of me. You know, you got to have the partner and the kids and the house, and I just went, I'm done. And I literally just walked away from it. I'm not saying everyone needs to do that. That's not an easy journey. It was hard. It was so hard. So many tears, so many, what have I done, like, moments. But then just trusting myself and working on myself and going, how did I contribute to this? Not looking at my failed relationship and going, oh, well, he did this and he did that. It's like, well, what did I do? How did I respond? How did I react? Because what they did doesn't actually matter, you know? We like to put the blame on others. We like to sit in that space of, oh, but me and poor me. Like, I was there for most of my life. And then I realized that, you know what? No, I'm not giving them the power. Why would I give them the power to say that they did that to me? No, I did that to me. I'm taking responsibility in my life right now. I'm in charge now. And by doing that, and by going, okay, well, I can see what things I did to contribute, then you take responsibility going forward. You know, like, you got to look back, take responsibility, and then you can move forward with, okay, I've got this. I'm making this decision. If I'm staying in something I'm not happy in, I'm doing that. You know, I can try and blame the outside influences, but I'm not real to myself, because it doesn't matter. Like, you look at so many people around the world who, you know, like, there are so many things happening around the world. Like, if you just take a little peek somewhere else, you'll go, holy crap. What am I complaining about? You know, but it's okay to feel that pain, but sit in that uncomfortable feeling and go, why am I feeling this pain? You know, so this group is just a really good way to get people to feel safe doing it. Because I know when I had my awakening, I'm like, cool, I'm awake and I'm aware, but what do I do now? Like, I don't know what to do. I can't, you know, afford to go to a Tony Robinson seminar right now, you know. What do I even do? So, you know, it's just sitting with yourself and feeling into where you're at. And I just want people to do that, like, and to really start to be aware. Like, every day I get to meet a new person with a new perspective on their life, and it's exciting to see them walk away and go, I never thought of it like that, you know. I get so much joy out of watching people start to transform their own lives. It's awesome.
Beautiful. So, with all this beautiful stuff being said, if you're all sold on this, how do we sign up? How do we get involved?
So I've got Creating Awareness or Zen Daily. So I'm under Zen Daily because Zen Daily is part of my business as well. Creating Awareness is like a branch off that, more into that deep healing, which is what Zen Daily promotes anyway. So you can contact me through either the Zen Daily platforms or Creating Awareness. So I've got Facebook, I've got Instagram. We've got the shop in Ballarat, Sturt Street, 613 Sturt Street. It's a hot pink building, you can't miss it. I'm running events, trying to get once a month events. I've got my first one in this space, coming up next week, so that's exciting. And I'm looking forward to, I know this is only going to grow and get bigger from here, but we'll see what happens.
I'm so excited, 1, to be a part of it, and 2, to just witness the growth and the potential. It's so amazing.
Same for you. Like, watching you grow through this is awesome. Like, seeing you come into these sessions and like taking charge and being in your power and going, you know, you come up with your own ideas, you know, you leave and then you're like, oh, I'm doing this thing. Like, it's awesome because once you start tapping into that insight, it just flows, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you know, I've got this. Like, you know, it's like cool to catch up once a month, but then those 3 weeks in between or whatever, that the stuff that flows, you know, in your own space is awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
No, I'm truly grateful to be here, and as a participant, I encourage you to suss it out because it's absolutely amazing. Sarah is a wonderful facilitator, and yeah, I'm so excited to see you grow, and I'm so excited to see the community grow.
I know, and that's what it's all about. Get that collective, raising their vibration and having a good time, because why not? Let's
Yeah,
live
exactly.
life, let's have fun, let's move, let's groove, let's get pumped. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we can love life, and that's what I want for people to start getting excited about life. So
Yeah.
do it, get excited. You know, if you take nothing else away, just start to focus within. Like, you know, even if you don't come to any of my events or join any of my things, that's fine. Follow my socials and get inspired by just some quality questions that we may not even be thinking about. So hopefully, I don't care. Like, I'm all about, if I make a difference for one person, I'm happy. Like,
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
Yeah, awesome. Well,
Yeah.
done. I'm signing up again. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the chat. It's been
Thank
really
you.
good to pick your brains about it and sort of get a bit more insight.
Yeah.
And for those who don't get the opportunity to visit the store or really see what's going on, this is a really valuable conversation. So
Yeah.
really glad that we had this today, and hopefully we
Yeah.
inspire a few people.
Yeah, hopefully it evokes something for you. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. I
Awesome.
really appreciate it.
Thank you, and thanks for having me on board.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.